Now, to borrow a phrase, for something completely different. The Queensland Biennial Festival of Music is the country's biggest and most diverse celebration across the musical spectrum. For 10 days, there are performances all over the state, which include jazz, classical, rock, country, theatre and opera. You name it, it's bound to be performed somewhere at some time. There's also a host of specially commissioned pieces, including an innovative creation at Winton, better known for its claim as the birthplace of waltzing Matilda. As you'll see, when the festival asked for community involvement, the locals from Winton responded with considerable enthusiasm.
There was a mixed reaction in Winton when locals heard they were getting a musical fence. Some thought it was nonsense, others thought it was great for the town, but most were nonplussed, having no idea what a musical fence was. The fence was designed by Melbourne musician Graeme. The first people he had to convince of the fence's value were Winton's councillors.
And the initial response was a bit like sort of, oh yeah. But it was pretty difficult, I think, for people to wrap their heads around it.
I'm a councillor and I heard about it there, and we had a little model and we all looked at it and thought, oh well, I suppose it's a work if we can get anybody interested.
So were locals a bit cynical at the start?
Oh well, they sort of just didn't take much interest really.
Even the fence builders were sceptical.
Brett, when you first heard about the musical fence, what did you think? Could you imagine in your head what it was going to look like and sound like?
No, I definitely didn't think it'd work.
I thought it was all full of hooey-dooey, you know, I didn't think it was right. A lot of people thought I was mad. They said, what are you doing today? I said, building a musical fence. I said, oh, go on, tell us another one.
While you were working, did every now and then, did you, in your smoko, go and have a bit of a practice?
Yeah, I did have a bit of a play on it just to make sure it worked, and it did.
Graeme wanted to give Winton a fence that was above all an instrument. Festival organisers wanted to give Winton an experience.
We want to turn people on. You know, the notion of doing events like this and a lot of the other events is to actually turn people onto the possibilities of art and culture and music.
The plan, form and train a local band to play the fence as part of Queensland's Biennial Festival of Music.
None of us practically can play anything, and he's really good. He said, don't ever let anybody tell you you can't play a tune or sing a song. He said, you just do it.
Designing the instrument proved challenging, probably because Graeme had never built one before.
And where's this noise coming from?
It's coming from the boxes. They're sort of a resonator system which is attached to the wires of the fence. So a fence always makes sound, and you ask any farmer and they've heard, you know, lots of sound from their fences. But normally that sound is kind of taken into the posts and down into the ground, whereas in this system it gets taken onto these bridges here, and the vibration travels up there and moves the box backwards and forwards, and so that vibration gets transformed into the kind of sound that we can hear.
Is that box very complicated inside?
It just works exactly the same way as a piano soundboard.
You're not doing anything to the fence yet, it's still making noise. What's making the noise?
Oh, that's just the wind travelling in the wires at the moment. As you can see, it's quite a strong wind, and it's just setting up a vibration in the wires and it's travelling up through there. It changes with the intensity of the wind. I sort of came up with this system of basically putting these bolts on here which act as like a fretboard on a guitar, and they just stop the note and change this pitch. So if that's the full length of that wire, but if I stop it, and so I've just positioned bolts so that these wires are basically kind of in relationship to each other. It's not finely tuned, you can't tune it. I mean, it changes by the hour with the temperature, but they're in relationship, and so when we've got 100 people all playing on it, it's going to sound okay.
Despite being one of the early cynics, Kathy Butterworth thought the fence would sound great.
Nobody could get an idea around what a musical fence would be. Just no idea whatsoever.
Did they think it was a bit of nonsense?
A waste of money, I think, yes. I think it was just because nobody had any idea, and it wasn't until it was actually built and people have come to see it that you sort of think, oh yes, yeah, now I know.
Kathy's kids found out early on what the fence could do. They liked putting the fence through its paces, but the junk park next to it was a big favourite too.
To come over here where somebody says you're allowed to go out there and make as much noise as you want to with these things, I think it's just great. They just love it.
The Butterworth kids were some of the first to sign up for the fence band.
2, 3, 4!
Graeme coached 3 groups, the kindies to grade 3, grade 4 to grade 10 and the adults. 104 people all up, ranging in age from 2 to 77. Rosie Archer is the 77-year-old.
Well, I'm going to be playing over there on the musical fence and doing what all the whole team is doing. We walk about and we bang things and we sing songs and we hum tunes, and you know, we clap time all the time and kept getting told, don't go too fast, watch me. And then we've got the dancing.
Quite a few locals turned up to watch the final rehearsal.
It's the talk of the town. Yesterday when I was sort of back in the last few days that I've been back from the territory, everyone's talking about it and telling everyone to go out and have a look and telling when the rehearsals are on and when it starts, sort of thing. So it certainly got town talking and some interest created, yeah.
Everybody's wondering how it's going to work, type of thing. But I think most are all in favour of it. Anything, and it's unique because they say it's the only one in the world, and Winton is the best place in the world, so it all fits in.
The last rehearsal gave the band a chance to finesse its performance and the staging crew time to set up for the town's big moment. Festival organisers were relieved to see their risky commission sounding so good.
Oh, very risky, yeah, absolutely, yeah. It's sort of, you know, it's like building a sort of 40-metre violin or something. I mean, the day that we were here, when me and Graeme were here and we wired it up for the first day and played it, we were amazed.
Eyes like my mother, and big feet like my brother.
Then it was time for the real thing.
And I'm proud to be a part of this great land.
What did you think?
Well, I think it's tremendous. I think it's tremendous, yes. I don't have a really musical ear, but even I could understand those tunes, yeah.
Unbelievable, awesome to see all the kids and all the people and everyone there. It was just, yeah, sensational.
It was lovely, very good, yes. We thoroughly enjoyed it, didn't we, girls?
We did, it was wonderful.
Yes.
The fence was great. I've never seen a fence make so much music.
So Winton's got rhythm after today?
Yes, a lot of rhythm. It's going to be a noisy little town.
But I think this will contribute to the cultural life of the town for quite a while to come.
Has Winton now got rhythm?
Always did.
The musical fence is now Winton's. Its new owners can play it or just listen to the tunes the wind makes.
Pip Courtney at Winton with the remarkable musical fence.